I'm Kayaditi, and this is Meow Wolf Easy, all holes in one. Such a fun course. So hole 1, definitely can go through the middle of that and hope it times right, but also you can just go behind the arrow. The hole in 1 was a little tricky to get to land, but getting it in the area was not, so why not go for it? So there are 5 holes on hole 2, and any of them will count. Here I'm just showing you a hole in 1 for all 5 of them. And a lot of little hills and roots, so definitely a lot of luck involved there, but it certainly can be done. And none of them took terribly long. So it might be worth practicing them all and seeing if there's one, you really can get the ball in the area consistently. 3 took a little bit, for sure. One of the longest ones to get. Actually did it with the Discord challenge first before I pursued figuring out Meow Wolf, so that was kind of cool to have it in my pocket already. So with 4, of course, you can go around, and that's how I did it, putting to that one leaf that's sticking up like that, the lily pad a little angled, and then it went around. Speed being important, but you can always just dunk it off the top. Of course, I would not do that battling people, because if you miss, it's definitely going to bounce off the lily pad. Well, with 5, I did try to get it in there without it going through the thing of colors, but I really couldn't find a way to get the ball around it. So, and why would you try anyway? It's going to give you 7 or 8 different balls that might go in. But it was fun to try. So 6, that's what usually happens, right? It goes up the waterfall, and that's what you get. So, if you've played Meow Wolf a lot, you have probably noticed this. But when that ball goes up, when it gets past that second set of leaves and starts winding all of a sudden crazy, it does that. And it does it every time you see it wind crazy. So my husband and I went in and just putted it in repeatedly, over and over and over. And it didn't matter which way it went into the water. It was completely random, whether it turned into a hole in 1, and scored it 7 times, and it looks identical every time. And it happens about 1 in every 20 times. So that's what I figured out. So with 7, of course, that's a way to go to the side. But in game, I usually will do something like that. And that hole did put me in that hole in 1, but I putted that at least 50 times, and that was the only time it held in 1. And honestly, about the only time it even got close. So that is not super common. 8. Of course, you're going to have to skip going through all the little characters inside. And just watch where that pops up. Practice it though, because it's easy for it to jump out. Learn how hard to hit it. 9. You saw that, if they all go down, they all go to the back wall, and they're less likely to get near the hole. But if you can do it where most of them go off the bridge and just 1 or 2 go in, you see they ricochet off that particular wall, and that'll get you in the area. 10. Yep, you can definitely shoot down, get all the colors, but you can also bypass that completely. I actually found it a little easier to get the ball all the way down there, not worrying about the colors, because I could just pop it over everything. 11. Of course, you can go through the center, time it through the little rolling heads, but you can also maybe pop it off the side. And if you go off that way to the left, you're avoiding the heads entirely. 12. I don't have any magic for 12 other than I just waited till it was kind of at its smallest and then just nailed it, to get that right angle to carry it down into the area. 13. Look at there. There is actually more than one way to make that thing turn into a big ball. Both of those portals work. But for the hole in 1, you're going to have to skip it entirely. And we'll talk more about that big ball and the hole in fun at the end. But if you do putt that backwards and get it to bounce up and over, you might pull off a hole in 1. 14, of course. Aim up there for that prism, and you get lots of options for it to maybe get in that area. Definitely the way to go, but you could always go behind it. Skip that entirely if you get to where you can do that shot consistently. 15. Just showing a way to go left or right around that. Man, that was rude. Seriously rude. Just no. I never do go through the blocks, pretty much. Just more consistent right or left. So right, you get that little hit off the side there, which is the one I would go for more consistently. Left is more likely to bounce out the back if you don't get the speed just so. But I still show here where it kind of goes. It uses the cube to bounce it back into play. And that also gets over there. It just depends on what works for you. 16 usually leaves you at least that one hanging there, but there's a little spot you can aim for. I'm going to show you that will pop it up higher, and then that way it might pull back around and catch all of them. I was playing with Alice in Texas _Texas. She's awesome, and her family, and showed the 4 of them what I had figured out. All 4 of them putt, and 2 out of 4 got a hole-in-one for the first time. It was awesome. And then I putted it, and it was a hole-in-one. So 3 out of 5 right there. It worked with surprising consistency. 17. Wanted that little Darth Maul guy. Darth Maul turnip, but no. So blue guy. Definitely found that to be the easiest to maybe happen. And then, of course, did finally pull it off. Didn't take as long as I thought it would. Just kind of gave him a haircut. Bounced it up and over using that little ramp piece, and then it just happened to come back into the hole. 18. Any one of those spheres will get you the hole-in-one. It does not have to be the one in the middle, so if you don't like trying to bounce through those leaves, don't worry about it. Just go around the side like that and hit something else. There's so many in there, good odds. So when that thing turns into a big ball, it actually rolls outside, and then poof, turns into that. You can see it from outside. It's pretty funny. 6 from 7. I wasn't even trying to do that. That just completely shocked me. It's such an Indiana Jones moment right there. But see, however you put the ball over there, when it rolls around to turn into that, and you can just put the little ball over there and it will do it. See, from any of the courses. That was putting it from all the way across the room. And it went into the top hole that time, and then still you could see the little ball rolls down the thing, because it hasn't turned big yet, and then that still turns it into it. Like, it does not matter where you are in the building, you know? If you hit it into the right vortex, and apparently there's at least like 3 of them that work, it'll turn into that ball, and you probably never noticed. So this is actually a 18 hole-in-one from 9 that came around and hit the sphere on the wall. 6 from 9. That one bounced down there and actually rolled into the waterfall, and so up it went. And when I was trying for a couple of different things, it actually only landed over there, I think 3 different times where it went up that, and one of them did turn into the hole-in-one, which was really nice. So that's 6 from 9. And again, anytime you see that waviness at the top, you know it's going to hole-in-one. It's identical. So there we are again. That was a one in the ceiling, and it still did it. So I wonder how many of those do that. Or like that, it just goes into oblivion. They just vanish into nothingness. Honestly, you'd think it would get in the flowers more often than it did. I don't have like a ton of footage for that, but sometimes it did. The little Quixote sheep up on the hill. I love him. Now he's a cloud. That was kind of funny, rolling off that guy's head. Did manage to get it up in the ceiling flower though once. That was pretty cool. And when the ball goes over the other side of that waterfall, it will go down backwards. It's right in front of the letter B there, just going against the current. Tiny skull spoiler, bail out now if you don't want to see it. Those tiny skulls are usually really high wherever you go somewhere, so have a look, but you're going to have to kind of fly outside the map. But go have a look if you've not looked. Thanks for watching.